Okay, welcome to Mini Instrument Madness for alto saxophone. So for starters, let's talk about what your mini instrument is. You should have your mouthpiece and the neck of your instrument. Okay, put your mouthpiece on. Make sure your mouthpiece isn't all the way at the end of the cork, all the way on, or all the way off. We want it sort of, quarter inch to a half an inch of cork showing right there. Let's talk about a couple of other sort of basic setup things before we get started. The first thing we want to look at is our reed placement. Okay, so the placement of the reed on the mouthpiece, if you can see here, there's a little sliver of that black mouthpiece that goes past the end of my reed. My reed does not go all the way to the end of the mouthpiece. That's really important for how you're setting up. I don't know if you can see that right here. Okay, if I have my thumb there we go. You can see that stripe, that small stripe of black of the mouthpiece that goes past my reed, okay? Second thing, ligature. That's this part right here. The screws always face to your right. So this is my right hand over here, but the screws are facing to that side. So whether the screws are on the top or on the bottom doesn't matter, but they'll always face your right hand, okay? And we wanna make sure that that ligature, probably can't see it. This mouthpiece has some lines on it. You may be able to see the lines right there that mark how far the ligature needs to go on. But definitely you can see this corner of the mouthpiece right here, and the ligature wants to be further back than that. Okay, you never want your ligature to go past that corner. That's why it's there. Okay, so we have our ligature and our reed set up correctly. Let's take a moment and make a sound on our mini instrument. So this is the note you should get. This is, if you were to walk over to a piano, you should be able to plunk out a G sharp, which is the same as A flat, okay? G sharp or A flat, and this is the note you would get. Now I'm a little bit sharp, so I'm just gonna adjust that. Okay, and one more time. Just listen, and then you'll have a chance to do it yourself and see if you can match my sound. Okay, I over-adjusted a little bit. So why don't you go ahead and try to match that sound. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, notice that I took a good breath there before I played. Play it with me this time and see if you can match my sound. Play with me. 1, 2, ready. Okay, a couple of good reminders. Make sure that you're using the corners of your mouth. So the whole circle of your lips should be supporting the embouchure. Okay, your top teeth should be on the plastic of the mouthpiece, and then you should be covering your bottom teeth with your lip, and then that should contact the reed. So lots of people wonder how far they should put the mouthpiece in your mouth. Here's the thing that decides. If you can see here, let's see if we can do that. The reed doesn't touch the mouthpiece right at the tip, right here, okay? So there's a spot right about down here, right here, where the reed does touch the mouthpiece, okay, right about there. That's where I want my lip to touch the reed, okay, is where the reed actually touches the mouthpiece. That way I'm not stopping it from vibrating, I'm just supporting it. So one more time, if I put that there, and then get my teeth on the plastic, there's the sound we should be making, okay? So, also a couple more things. Make sure that you're not tilting too far down. You're not playing clarinet. And make sure you're not tilting straight out, okay? You don't want to be coming straight out of your mouth. It wants to be on a little angle, right about there. Just like that, okay? So let's take our sheet, your Mini Instrument Madness sheet. We're gonna go through these exercises. The first 4 exercises are really just about practicing and getting yourself to take nice, good breaths, support all the way through the sound, and get a consistent, steady sound for 4 beats. And then just do that over and over and over again so that your mouth gets so used to what that needs to feel like. So here we go. We're gonna set a metronome and we're just gonna do line 1, which is just 4 of those same pitches, those G sharps, okay, if you're gonna plunk the note on a piano. So here's our metronome, and we're gonna do line 1 together. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. notice the rests in there. Make sure that you're playing for 4 and resting for 4. All right, we're gonna do line 1 one more time, same tempo, and really just listen to the sound and make sure you're getting the right note. And if you're too high, that means you're squeezing a little too hard with the corners and with your jaw. If you're too low, that means you're not supporting enough. Another thing that you might think about is the back of your tongue. Is the back of your tongue up, touching your top teeth, like when you say E, E, or is the back of your tongue down when you say ah? For saxophone, we want the back of the tongue up. E, get that nice E sound. Okay, so one more time, get your mouthpiece ready. We're gonna do line number 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, and done. So really important. What I'm hoping you're noticing is that from the time my sound starts all the way through until the sound ends, it sounds the same. It's super consistent. Okay, I'm not doing a lot of changing with my face. Once I get the sound, I lock it in and I hold it the same. And that's the first step towards getting a really good sound, is making it consistent. Once you can keep it the same, then we can shift it and sort of improve it. But if it's constantly changing as you're playing your instrument, it's hard to tell you what to do. It's hard to fix, because at any given moment, we need to change in a different way to make it better. So consistency is really important. Make it the same from beginning to end. We're gonna go to line 2, and that consistency is what we're gonna focus on now. So take a good breath, start the air right away, and then we're gonna make a consistent sound for 4 beats. Here's line 2. It's really the same thing. It's the same 4 notes. We're just gonna think about a different thing. We're gonna think about consistency. Here we go. 1 and 2, line number 2 and 2, and ready. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. That's good. We're going to do the same thing again one more time. Okay, this is line number 2, 4 counts on each pitch. Play it with me now. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and ready. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to move on to line 3. On line 3, we're going to start thinking about using our tongue. Okay, we already talked about the back of the tongue being up, touching the top teeth. Now we're going to realize that the tongue actually, the tip of the tongue starts our note for us. Okay, so think about it this way. The tongue is touching the reed. When the tongue lets go of the reed, that's when the sound, when the air in the sound can start, because the reed can start vibrating. Okay, if your tongue's holding the reed, the tongue's not going to let it vibrate, and so that's no sound. And then when you pull your tongue away, that's when the sound starts. Okay, so sort of think of that, like when you say ta, ta, you put your tongue against your teeth while you make the T sound, and then you pull your tongue away, ta, to say ta, or like you're saying da with a D, da, da, or like a TH, the, okay? And I really want you to think of the TH sound, the, okay? And that's how we're going to touch our reed. We're not going to touch tip to tip, ta, ta. We're actually going to go underneath, and I like this. Everybody says this is a little bit gross, but I'll say it anyway. Imagine that your tongue had fingernails, okay? Right on the top. So not at the tip, but the top, of the end of your tongue. That's the part that's going to touch the reed. So I'm going to put my tongue up underneath here, right out at the edge, but underneath it. And when I pull it away, my tongue's going to pull down. That's going to go ta, ta, or the. Okay? So at the beginning of every note, we're going to be touching the reed as we breathe in, da, and then we're going to let go of the reed when we want the sound to come out. Okay? Try that a couple of times. You can pause the video if you want. Give it a try. And the key is to have the air ready and moving right when you pull your tongue away. And that's how you get that solid start to a note. Go ahead and try it yourself. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, and here's line 3. And we're going to start every note that way. Put your tongue on the reed, and then the note starts when we pull our tongue away. So here's line 3. Get set up. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. That's good. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. Okay, practice that tonguing. All right, here we go. 1 and 2. Still line number 3. One more time, and ready and go. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Good. And we're going to move right on to line number 4. Let's put all of those things together. So we're going to focus on good air. We're going to focus on supporting with our embouchure. We're going to focus on starting the note with the tongue. Okay, line number 4, we'll do it 2 times. And we really just want to make our notes like a brick. Okay, a brick has nice straight sides. A brick, bricks can be stacked one on top of another, and you can just imagine that if we had a band and everybody was playing a note at the same time, we would want them to be able to, sound exactly the same from beginning to end, so that our sound as a band is exactly the same from beginning to end. So if you imagine, imagine your sound is this note card. It starts this tall, and it stays that tall the whole time, all the way to the end, and then it stops, right? So it's not a fuzzy beginning, it's not a fuzzy end, it just starts, goes, and stops. And that's what we're gonna work on right now, okay? Line number 4 of Mini Instrument Madness for alto saxophone. Here we go. Play it with me. 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and ready. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Okay, starting with the tongue, straight through with a nice consistent sound, and then releasing right on beat 1. Go all the way to beat 1. Here we go. Last time on line number 4. 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and ready. 2, 3, breathe. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's great. Now we're going to go on to lines 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to talk about moving the pitch. So we need to support more to bring that pitch up, both with our embouchure, with our jaw, and with our air to bend the pitch up when it's time to go up. And we need to relax all of those things and bend the pitch down. But we still want a nice, stable sound. So for instance, if I'm going to do this, I still want to hear a good sound the whole time, even though I'm moving the pitch up and down. Okay? It's not going to be necessarily in tune, but that's the whole point. So now for line number 5, we are going to bend the pitch up. For you, it might not go up very much. It might only go up a tiny, tiny bit, and that is okay. All right, but we want to make sure that we get used to what do we have to do with our mouth to get that pitch to bend up, okay? To be honest, on saxophone, it's easier to bend the pitch down because all you have to do is start with a good formed embouchure and then just relax everything and let it bend down. Okay, so let's try line 5. 2 beats. So we're going to start for 2 beats and then we're going to bend the pitch up for 2 beats. Okay, so start low and bend the pitch up by firming up your embouchure, firming up your corners, firming up your jaw a little bit, and then manipulating your air. Give a little more air. Here we go. Line number 5. 1, 2. Line number 5, 2. Ready. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Now I'm hoping you can hear that my pitch is bending up, and hopefully you're having some success doing it on your end as well. It helps to be more relaxed to start, like get a good sound and then bend the pitch up. So let's try it again. Line number 5, one more time. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and ready. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Good. Now we're going to go on to line number 6. And this one we're just going to bend down. Okay, just start with a nice firm embouchure and just relax everything and keep the air moving so that even when you relax your embouchure and relax your jaw, you're still going to keep a good sound. It's just going to get lower. Try that a couple of times. Just try this out. You should find this easier than it was to bend the pitch up. Okay, so we're going to do this twice through the line. Here's your first time, line number 6. Okay, 1 and 2, play it with me. Line number 6 and ready. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll do that one more time. Line number 6, second time through. When you're doing this though, make sure you're starting with a firm supported embouchure, just like we did on all of those long tones at the beginning. So make sure you're starting with a note that sounds like this. Make sure you're not starting with a relaxed embouchure the way it's going to work if we bend down. You've got to start firm and relax from there in order to make this work. So here's line number 6. 1 and 2, line number 6, all together, ready. 1, 2, ready. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Good. 2 more lines to go. Here's line number 7. On line number 7, we're just going to do going from down to up to down. Okay, so we're going to kind of go and scoop back down again. Okay, so scoop up and then scoop down. And we're going to do that twice, and then we're going to start up high, scoop down, and scoop back up. And we do that twice. So take a second, look at your paper, make sense out of that, right? So we've got low note, high note, low note, low note, high note, low note. Then the third one goes high note, high note, and high note, low note, high note. So be ready for that. All right, here we go. Line number 7. 1 and 2. Line number 7. Low note, high note, low note. Low note, high note. 3, high note first. And 4. Okay, so you might want to take a second, pause the video, and practice each one of those. Low note to high note to low note, get that nice rainbow shape. And then a high note to low note to high note, get a nice smile shape. Okay, but we're doing 2 of each. That's the exercise. We're going to do line 7 one more time right now. So pause the video if you need to practice, and then turn it back on. Okay, you're back. And here is line number 7 one more time. 1, 2, 1 and 2, and ready. 3, 4. Now high note first. Okay, and now line number 8 just goes back and forth. So we're going to go rainbow shape, which is low note, high note, low note, and then right to the smile shape, which is high note, high note, and just back and forth. Okay, here's line 8. And again, if you need to pause the video right now and practice some of these shapes, the hill shape, the rainbow shape, or the smile shape, please pause the video and take some time to practice, because these lines sort of assume that you've practiced that individually, and then we put them into some exercises. So here we go. Line number 8. First time. 1 and 2. Starting on a low note. 1 and 2, and ready. High note. Low note again. 3, high note. Good. And we're going to do that one more time. Okay, so we're doing rainbow, smile, rainbow, smile. Here we go. Line 8, last time. 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and ready. 3, 4. And that's it. Those are all 8 lines of mini instrument madness for alto saxophone. Happy practicing, and let me know if you have any questions. Take care.